What up, world? This is Super Fact Show. It's your boy Mark Waldo Ward. Tonight we got Chris, aka Chris versus myself of the one-off recycled garment fashion line. You probably might have seen him on the recent HBO documentary Fake Famous. How you doing tonight, brother?
What's good, Mark? I'm doing good, bro. How you doing?
Man, I'm hanging in there. The first thing, the sheer exuberance of your personality just leaps out from watching that documentary, whatever your opinion may or may not be of the documentary. And I want to know, have you always been this confident of a person? Was there a time that you felt held back from expressing yourself? Like what's been the evolution of this energy?
Um, I think I've always been this way, from for as long as I can remember, people have been telling me that I'm like this and I've been feeling this way and that's just who I am. I feel that I express myself the way that I hope other people can have the courage to do it. So maybe I just do it hoping that it can inspire people to do the same.
Do you feel like well, obviously you feel people. Do you feel like a large amount of people lack the courage to be themselves?
Oh yeah, man. A lot of people, bro. A lot of people out here, they don't know who to be. They don't know what they want. They don't know who to be or what they want to do with their lives. A lot of people just know to do what other people like. And like, I think that's a whack way to live, to be real.
And you was never like that, huh?
Nah, I think that I went through certain things in my life that made me like understand that that's not what I'm here to do. You're not here to please everybody and do everything that you think everybody else wants you to do. That's not what your life is about.
Without you being conceited, I think it's safe to say that you have a degree of specialness about you that the average person doesn't. So get your humble brag on, and like, what was one of the first times you were aware of that?
Um, Shoot, man, it's been a lot of instances in my life before this where I started to know that I was special. I started to feel like I was a chosen person to do, something big. I think probably the first time I knew is when I got hired as an intern in at BBC Ice Cream, which was inside of Jay-Z's office. And like I was living in Tucson, Arizona at the time, and like I flew to New York and they didn't have no kind of clue that I wasn't, just from New York City, just like a kid in New York City trying to be an intern. They thought I was like from there. And then basically after I got hired, I told them, like I'm not from here. I flew out here, like this has been a dream of mine, you know what I'm saying?
So where you were staying at?
Well, and when I was living in New York, I was staying in Brooklyn. So I was staying right next to the stop on Class in Brooklyn. And I was in like this basement where my dad was living at the time. So I figured, because I didn't know, I just bought a one-way ticket. So I figured like, yo, if this internship don't work out, I can just hang out with my dad, you know what I'm saying? But it ended up working out. So I ended up being there for like 4 months.
What were your duties?
Man, everything, bro. Like I was like the only intern in there at the time. So it was like whoever needed something, like they were like, yo, get Chris to do it. Like ask Chris to do it. So I used to go and check. I remember like a daily duty is I would go and check the manufacturers. So I would go, we're close to the garment district, and I would go up and check like on the progress of all the pieces, the garments that were supposed to be getting made. I would have to go to the pattern makers. I would pick that up, but then they would have me taking big bags of clothes to famous people, and just you never know, man. You never know. One day I went to Queens to get Mark McNary's Maserati. It was like he got it wrapped in multi camo. That was like my duty for the day. It was just anything, bro. It could have been anything.
And excuse my ignorance, who's Mark McNary?
Mark McNary, he's a menswear designer. He's a famous menswear designer. He was at the time he was doing a collab with Pharell on BBC Ice Cream, and that was the time that I was an intern. So I was working closely with him, and then me and him, we like maintained a relationship. He's actually the person who hired me when I first came out to LA. So that's how I had a job when I first came to LA.
Damn, that's what's up. But back to the BBC real quick.
Yeah.
Did you ever deliver any bags of merch or swag or whatever to any music figures?
Yeah, I definitely did, but I think the only time it was somebody like really big, I didn't really get to see them.
Gotcha.
But like, yo, that was a crazy summer. Everybody was coming up to the office. Like, that was the summer that Blurred Lines came out. That's also the summer that Jay-Z did Magna Carta Holy Grail. So it was just like people coming through all the time. Like, I was seeing everybody, bro. It was really crazy. It was crazy. It was like from Memphis Bleak to Justin Timberlake. Naomi Campbell came up in there one day. JR.
You ever talk to Memphis Bleak?
Yo, I said, what's up to Memphis Bleak? He was the only person I was really starstruck by, to be real, because I seen him in like 2013 and he still had a two-tone do-rag and a fitted hat on. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. This is the man in the flesh, you know?
Man, Memphis Bleak, man, I don't even know what this story says, but like, you know, I'm from DC, right? So I used to go up to New York to get mixtapes because we would only have go-go joints. And Memphis Bleak had like his little sub company on the Rock, and they had mixtapes. And it was one of them that had this real dope song on it. So like when Twitter first came out, you I don't know if you remember, but it was like geeked out. Like you could talk straight to a celebrity and shit. And he had an email in there, and I had wore my CD out. So I just hit this email like, hey, do you know where I can get a copy of this CD? And I don't know if it's Memphis Bleak or not, but somebody from the way they typed that shit, it very well could have been. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna find that shit for you. And that was the end of the message. And then like 2 months later, that shit, somebody sent me a download of that shit.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know the significance of that shit, but that's like whenever I hear Memphis Bleak, I automatically think of that shit.
Yeah. It was just crazy to see him, you know. It's like because he's obviously he's a celebrity, but he's a different type of celebrity, you know what I'm saying? So like on a scale of everybody else who I mentioned, like this dude's really just still a street dude, you know what I'm saying? And he's close with Jay, but everybody in the office pretty much was close to Jay, you know? So even the people that work with him. So it was crazy. It's a lot of stories that I heard in there, a lot of people that I met, a lot of hands I shook, you know.
And did you learn a lot of stuff that you apply to your garment line now?
Well, yeah, I mean, I learned a lot of stuff just in general that I apply to navigating throughout the so-called industry, you know what I'm saying? So it's just it was like an experience. It was a special experience for me, for sure. And
you know, I watched that interview of you. That was a real dope interview of you. And you said one of the things about Fake Famous was you already had a squad of creatives around you. But before we even get into the Fake Famous details, does that squad of creatives, there's a shot of you on Fake Famous and you're with your boys, and somebody got a Daz Dilly shirt on, you know, like Daz Dillinger. And I was wondering if that was one of your one-offs.
That's my boy. Yeah. That's my best friend. That's my boy.
Hey, shout out to him for that Daz Dilly shirt. That shit popped right off my screen. I was like, okay, look at my man with the Daz Dilly shirt.
Yeah, that was crazy. I walked out of the gym one day and I walked out of the gym one day and they were like doing like some clothing drive, and like, you know, obviously I'm always looking for clothes. So I saw it and they gave it to me for like $5 or something. And I gave him that shirt.
Yeah, well, shit, that's a dope piece, bro. I checked out your website. Unfortunately, everything you got either I can't afford or it's sold out. But as soon as there be
Yeah,
another
man.
$30 or $40 t-shirt on there, I'm getting at it. I love how you put your logos on the joints, and you definitely got good taste in the shirts you pick. But there's one thing that, I'm not questioning your taste, or I'm not questioning your judgment or anything. I'm just absolutely curious. What's up with the Dale Earnhardt shit? You really like Dale Earnhardt?
Man, like, so when you find NASCAR stuff in the thrift, it's like it's a good come up. It's like a lick, you know what I'm saying? Because people will pay a good price for it. But the Dale thing, I had been finding so much Dale Earnhardt stuff in Arizona. Like there was so much,
Yeah, got you.
and like I had to
Makes
figure
sense.
out what the hype was about. So I start rewatching these races and watching the highlight clips. And we were like sitting there, me and my boys, and we were like, dog, he's in his car going 200 and he's not afraid to really get up on you and move you out the way. And he's like passing people on the inside. And I was just like, wow, like he really is a beast. Like he's crazy. And then that's when we really became fans of him. You know
You
what I'm
seen
saying?
that? You see, he got an ill 30 for 30, bro. You probably love that
Yeah,
shit.
I've seen it. Yeah.
That's like the only NASCAR thing I've ever consumed in my life.
Dude, straight up, like I've never really gotten into it, but we started doing our research to figure out what was the hype. And yo, Dale Earnhardt is so incredibly hard. Like, it's not just that, but it's his last name is why we're big fans of him.
Oh,
Earnhardt.
Earnhardt, yeah.
Gotta earn it the hard way. So that's
That's
why
what's
we
up.
all
That's dope.
wear the Earnhardt shirts. You know what I'm saying? I got a bunch of bangers in my closet of Dale Earnhardt, man.
Okay, I was wondering about that. I definitely thought there was some deeper meaning behind that. And since we're in deeper meanings, I can definitely tell that you're a well-read individual. And
Yeah.
I'd like some book recommendations if you want mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Oh
right.
yeah. I'm a voracious reader.
All right. Sounds good, bro. How about I'll give you a book that I'm reading right now. This is Reinventing the Body and Resurrecting the Soul by Deepak Chopra. This book right here is basically teaching me how to identify the signs in my life and to understand that there are certain individuals that we are being guided, we're being led through life, and we're being guided to fulfilling our purpose and living our so-called dreams. And also it's about connecting mind, body, soul, all of those things and having them in harmony. You feel me?
So does
So
that like involve mindfulness when you speak of
yeah,
mind?
yes, exactly. Because it's just certain things that he talks about,
So
having
what is the soul aspect? Is that like cleansing yourself of like anxieties or regret, or please explain a little bit.
so there's different chapters in this book there's one about that. One that I just read that was super crazy, super interesting is he defines the soul as the humanized or the watered down version of God, right? So it doesn't matter what you believe in or what religion you subscribe to. What he's saying is the fact that you have a soul means that it's the humanized version of God. So like whatever, however big you imagine God to be and however powerful you imagine him to be, you having a soul is just a containable version of that. You understand?
Right.
And that's something that I've never really read before. So I was really like into that. I'll give you another one. I don't have it right now. I'll let my friend borrow it. But one of the biggest life changers for me in a book was the Tao of Wu by the RZA. I don't know if you've read that one.
I have read that. Yeah.
Yeah, that one is crazy, bro. That's some crazy gems.
I'm hip to Deepak Chopra. I haven't read that particular book.
Yeah. I hadn't seen this one either. It was at my boy's crib, and I just asked him if I could borrow it. But yeah, man, I actually have a book club. So shout out to my boys, Reading Rain Bros. That's the book club.
That's what's up.
We be reading books. Actually, we're reading a book right now. It's called Outliers. I'm sure you've heard of it.
By
Uh,
Malcolm Gladwell.
yep, exactly.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you know what it's about. Just it's telling us stories of these successful people. Are they extraordinary? Are they not? What is an outlier to society? Basically, I feel like, I mean, the deeper I get into it, I've always felt like I'm an authentic outlier, before I knew what that term was. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
I'm feeling that, you know what I'm saying?
So back to your clothing line, or your garment. My fault. I'm
No,
not quite
that's
hip to all the
cool.
nomenclature, but my intent is pure. I can assure you of that.
Well, nah, man, it's cool.
Can people send you stuff
Yes,
to
yes. So we're working on the website. I'm actually working
your
with.
Instagram shop page is pretty professional. Like they can definitely follow you. Like look at his name in the box and search him on Instagram, and you can
Yeah.
go right on his page and buy his clothes.
Yep. I'm
And
I'm
I'll put
working.
the link in here for the people listening to the audio version.
Yes, sir. So I'm working with a friend, and pretty soon you'll be able to basically say, like, I want to send in a piece, and I want you to one off it. I want you to customize it for me. And basically what that will do is you will pay for like a shipping label that will ship your piece to me, and then I'll do it, and then you can pay the rest. You can pay the rest later. You can pay up front, whatever you want to do. That's pretty much that's the central theme behind the brand when I am selling person to person. So we set up at flea markets and here in LA, and I print people's clothes for them right there on the spot. And people
Hey, so
love it.
I'm sorry, bro, but like you're gonna have me all over the place. I was just struck by like how outside of the box thinker you are. And if you don't mind me asking, did you go to public school?
Man, so damn, that's crazy. I went to public school for a little.
Did they impede your creativity, or let's
Nah.
say try to corral you somewhat, or did
So,
they?
so this is what
Because
happened.
sometimes the public school story is they help you spread your wings and grow. I'm
Yeah,
curious what happened to you in public school.
nah. I'm gonna tell you an interesting story. I'm glad you asked, bro. Um, so my grandma, I'm gonna start off just by saying my grandma is super into school. My grandmother raised me. My grandma, shout out to Gammy, that's my mom's mom, and she raised me, and pretty much all my values and everything that I know, I learned from her and my grandfather. So my grandma's super big into school. Um, I remember I was in public school. I started school super young. I started school at what they call like Montessori school. So that's
Me
like
too.
before
I know,
kindergarten.
I know what you mean.
Yep. And then so I did all that. And then I remember when I started third grade, I switched from a public school to a charter school. So I went to this school. It was an accelerated program. So this is for kids who their parents believe they are advanced and they can handle learning things that,
Past
maybe
their typical grade norm.
right, exactly. So from third through sixth grade, I was going to this charter school, and I was excelling. I remember grown people thinking like, how can he figure things out so quickly? And I was like a mathematician. It was just anything. In
Damn,
third
bro,
grade,
I had all them same experiences. Raised by my grandmother, went to a Montessori school.
yeah,
Had adults be like, "How you can do that so quick?" My fault to interrupt, but like, damn, that shit's eerie. But go ahead.
that's crazy. You never know, bro. You relate to people, we're magnetic,
Yes, sir.
Um, but so what happened is, I liked being smart, whatever, but I just knew that these socially, I had already like exceeded that. level of like that charter school because it was small and it's just different. There's not the social aspect of it is so much different. And I had friends from other schools still, and I knew it was different. And I told my grandma, I want to go to school where my friends go to school. So that's when I started going to public school.
And you must have seemed like extremely fashion forward.
Oh yeah, I mean, I always was. It was always clothes and good grades. That was me in school, and just jokes. We just had a good time all the time. And music, like music was something that I would
But we gonna get to music. But so you get to a public school, and what happens?
So, bro, I was like one of the only black kids at my school, like for real. So it was just mad different. Like I said, I was growing up in Arizona. I'm from the South. I'm Southern at heart. And, when you take somebody from a small environment where, okay, there's not that many black people, but there's not that many people, you feel?
Right.
So everybody seems kind of different in their own way.
And they're a little more decent to each other.
Right, exactly. And then you take it to a place that's like, I'm kind of like in a rural town, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of like in a Hickville area, and yeah, it was just different. But at the same time, the social aspect was what I was craving, and that's what I got. Now, what I will say to answer your question is, I think a lot of people were not ready. Like they were not ready for my ability to be creative, to, my academic abilities alone. Like people were not ready for that.
Because average intellect fears what it doesn't understand.
Yeah, because bro, they was going to public school their whole lives. You know what I'm saying? Some of these kids hadn't seen me in like 4 years. You know what I'm saying? So it was just different. And
then what you doing, finishing tests all fast and shit?
Yeah, man, it was crazy. Like that was really neat. Like I was finishing tests fast. I was finishing the homework. I could do my homework right before class and get an A on it. Like it was no problem.
Hey, you got lucky though. This what happened to me. I would finish shit fast, right?
Yeah.
But I had these teachers that for whatever reason that shit offended them because they swore I was cheating at first, right?
Yeah.
So they wouldn't let me read, even if I read school material. So I got caught sneaking reading and got suspended, and that made me stop giving a fuck about school. And this is like when I'm like 12, and I start getting in trouble, and I get sent to go live with my grandmother. And this is the first time I go to like a real public school. So I'm like the photo negative view. I'm like one of the only white kids in my school. And I end up, and it's my dumb ass fault, but I end up getting sucked up in that shit and being in the prison, school to prison pipeline and all that shit. But if I just got to stay at the Montessori school where they taught you according to your abilities, I would have been all good. So I can totally relate to that, man.
Yeah, man. And that's why I said what I said about my grandmas, because I learned too that those developmental years, man, that shit is so important, bro. Like for anybody who has kids, anybody has any type of influence on a kid, whether it's your own kid, a family member, a little brother, sister, whatever, like, make sure you teach them things that's like positive. Don't be doing no fuck shit around your kids, dude, because they absorb everything, you feel? And like, that's super.
Oh yeah, much more is learned that's caught than is taught.
Yep, that's right, man.
So hold on, I want, speaking of influencing people, you got a pretty exceptional grandfather.
That's right.
And you're into music and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm curious, and now that I've learned of this grandmother who was into education, I'm curious if you ever played rap music around them and what they thought of it.
Man, that's a great question, dog. All right, so.
Oh, bro, you finna get interviewed a lot, and you ain't gonna get interviewed by a motherfucker like me too often. I'll tell you that right now.
Hey, well, we'll find a way. We'll find a way to make it happen again when I'm a little bit more famous. Get you a little bit more credibility out here, man, for sure.
I appreciate you.
Hey, all right. So it's crazy you asked me that. So my grandpa is, he was big into music, bro. Like he got a mean ass record collection, bro. And like by the time I was 3 years old, I had a taste for those records. I knew what I wanted to listen to,
Which was?
Grover Washington.
Oh yeah, good choice.
Yeah, Wine Light. And I used to put it on and basically have a little date with my grandma. We used to we lived in this house in Boston. It was mad random, but it used to snow a lot, obviously.
Right.
And there would be like this, we had like this tree in the backyard, and there would be like these deers, like a family of deer that would come up and they would eat these apples off the tree. And whenever I seen them, I would go put the record on, and I'll get my grandma with me, and we would sit there and look out the window and listen to the music and watch it.
And that's cinematic as a motherfucker.
Yeah, man, that was when I was 3 years old, and I can remember it. It's crazy.
Damn,
so
you was like show running. You was like show running your winner.
Yeah, man, like that was just my vibe, you know.
That's what's up.
My grandpa really big into music, really big into Motown, really big into jazz, really big into the blues. Like he has such a great array of music that he would listen to. And my grandma, obviously, she was just into all the classics, all the soul, all the R&B. So, you know, we talking about Marvin Gaye, the Temptations, we talking about everything, everybody. You know, my grandma, they were into that. Now, when I grew up, I was starting to get into music really heavy, but I was starting to get into every kind of music, right? Because I started to learn I couldn't play that rap music in the house, so I would have to play other stuff. And then I remember my aunt taught me how to record onto a blank tape. So I would listen to the radio, and then when my song came on, I would record it, right? So I had my little mixed tapes, you know. And then, dude, I remember iPods came out, and that's when the game changed. And my bad, I'm looking for something right now.
That's
I have my old iPod. Hold up. Where is that? Yo, crazy. This is my first iPod mini right here. You see the skin on it bling.
Damn, that's a throwback.
Yes, a super throwback, bro. This thing saved my life because I figured
that shit probably fuck around still work, don't it?
It might if I plug it in, bro. So I figured out I could listen to my music without anybody else hearing it, and it was just a wrap after that because I figured out how to download music, and then I had to go back in time.
Shout out LimeWire.
Yeah, shout out LimeWire for sure. Big shout out to LimeWire. I had to go back in time and figure out everything I had missed. You know what I'm saying? Because if you heard the single, that was just the single. So like you might have seen the video and heard a couple of singles off the album, but like I couldn't have the whole album. So like I had to go back and listen to all those albums, and like that's what started to change my life.
Then it would have been like regional shit we weren't exposed to that we finally started getting because of the internet, you know?
Yeah, for sure, bro. For sure. Like it was crazy because my mom, she was into everything. My aunt, she was into everything. So the music, and my dad is he's a Jamaican dude. He's from Jamaica, but so he was into a lot of stuff too. And I would get to hear it when I was around him. And then by the time I could create my own, you know, music playlist, it was just everywhere, man.
It was
like
eclectic,
all over the place. Yeah, eclectic, but at the same time, it was just like, yeah, I know what's hot, you know, like that's the way that I viewed it, you know.
I always say it, good musicians love good music.
That's right. No matter what genre it is, you know, sometimes you just turn something on and it just speaks to you, you know, and you never know who it could be, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely, my life started to change when I got my first iPod, when I had like MP3 players. I had MP3 players before that, but when I got the iPod, I remember just everything changed.
So when did Grandpa get the rap though?
Huh?
When did Grandpa get to hear the rap though?
Man, I don't even know if he's really heard it. Maybe he heard it a little bit on HBO. You know, as far as me rapping, I know they used to probably hear me rapping in my room with my friends every now and then, but I know that they probably were hearing me rapping some songs that like they were probably like, yo, what the hell is this boy listening to? But I was just, you know what I'm saying? It was just the expressiveness of it and just like the flows and like the wordplay. Because
so what are some of your favorite albums?
Some of my favorite albums. So I would
Just rap wise, bro, because I can already tell. Like, if I ask you your favorite albums, you go all over the map. I'm curious as to like
yeah.
what hip hop appeals to you.
Off top, hip hop, anything Outkast. Anything Outkast is definitely on my top. Andre 3000 is definitely, he's my favorite rapper. I would say, obviously, I grew up in the Kanye West era, so pretty much everything that was up to Yeezus, I was like, yeah, this is, this is pretty iconic.
Damn, no one likes Yeezus, man. I mean, Yeezus,
I
right?
like Yeezus. I like Yeezus. I'm saying up to those projects, those are my favorites by Kanye. I love Yeezus, actually, yeah. Jay-Z, obviously, I grew up, I just felt like the way that I understood figures of speech, right? We were talking about being advanced, so I understand literary art. You know what I'm saying? I understand figures of speech, metaphors, double entendres, similes,
sequiturs and shit. Yeah, Jay-Z's
like,
layered.
I'm understanding this. I'm understanding the complexity of the rhymes, and I'm enjoying it. I would say Lupe Fiasco, Food and Liquor was a big album. And
so you must love Kendrick Lamar then.
Oh yeah, I mess with Kendrick, man. Kendrick, I say this, Kendrick Lamar, he raps like LeBron James plays basketball. Like,
word.
He's rapping like it's a sport for real, and he wants to win, boy. Like, he is out here rapping his ass off.
And easily dominate and see the game like 5 steps ahead. That's a great comparison.
Yeah, he's just, that's what I feel like, ball players and rappers, there's always been this bridge between them, and I just feel like Kendrick is really an athlete rapper, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, it's just, I like a lot of stuff, but rap wise, I would say that. And then I love East Coast hip hop. I love New York hip hop, man. So Biggie was just, I remember some of the first stuff I downloaded was Biggie, Mobb Deep, like Big L, like just all of that stuff. Busta Rhymes was like my favorite. Then it was like I was admiring production, so it was anything Timbaland. So then it was like segued into Missy Elliott, Aaliyah, you know what I'm saying? Even Justin Timberlake, like anything. Like I was really just trying to understand.
Did you ever hear the Magoo album?
Magoo?
Yeah, that was Timbaland's production partner.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Hey, yeah, if you like all that, you should check that out.
Magoo. And then did he have a track? He had some tracks on a Bubba Sparks album, right?
I don't know. I know Timbaland produced the first Bubba Sparks album, and Bubba Sparks joined your big boy Purple Ribbon All Stars.
Okay.
Label had Killer Mike on it and all that.
Yeah.
If you like Outkast, you probably look up Purple Ribbon All Stars. You probably dig that too, man.
I remember that. I remember that too. Yeah.
They had that Kryptonite song. I be
on that.
Yeah. Let's see. There was a couple other things that I wanted to talk to you about, but since we're on music, are you planning on pursuing a music career?
I am, bro. I am. It's so extremely powerful to me and important to me that this music is, it reaches as many people as I can reach with it. I've been working on it for about 5 years, nonstop. So I'm talking about production, obviously songwriting, and then just learning how to record, working that software, and just everything. It's really a craft that I've dedicated myself to, and the music is definitely coming soon, very soon, very soon.
I can dig.
Oh man.
Famous. How real was Fake Famous? Because I want one thing. My man Nick Bolton.
Yeah, Nick
said
Bilton.
that. What's his name? Nick Milton. Nick Bilton.
Yeah, Nick Bilton. Yeah.
Nick Bilton. I'm sorry, Nick Bilton. He said he was the foremost proponent of social media and technology for 10 years. And then he didn't know what a bot was. So I thought that was curious, or seemed to. And then some of it seemed a little narrative driven. So how much of the stuff was, shall we say, choreographed?
So like, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. First, I'm gonna say Nick was, bro. Nick is a smart dude, bro.
Oh
And
yeah, oh
I
yeah,
didn't
obviously.
realize this. I didn't realize it until really like we were deep into it, like how deep his, how deep his mind actually is. But it's interesting you were saying that about his opinions towards the internet, because another book that we read from my book club is a book called The Shallows, and it's about what the internet is doing to our brains, right? Now, the dude that wrote that book, this guy has an opinion of the internet as basically is watering us down because we're becoming less in touch with our natural human instincts, right? Now,
Right.
Nick was friends with this dude, and I told him, hey, I'm reading this book with my book club. It's really interesting. And Nick told me, man, I used to go back and forth. I used to argue with this dude all the time. And that's crazy because now I'm making this documentary right here. And so it's just crazy because I think Nick just, as he grew, grew to understand the internet more, he he obviously developed a different opinion than he used to have. But yo, the documentary was 100% real. Like it wasn't choreographed. Like I know even at times Nick wasn't even sure what was going to happen because it was so free form. It was literally just like, it was really just a social experiment, just like
Well,
you said.
you did say in that interview I listened to that you never formally said I don't want to do this anymore, and you in fact
Yeah,
had done some things after that.
right. So like when you say narrative driven, so like I would say in the post production it is narrative driven because they kind of made a
Gotcha.
narrative that make me seem like that was my uh that was my cop out. I was like, I'm not into this. I'm not into these fake followers. But that's not really
To their defense, so I don't think they presented it as you copping out so much as having integrity. Like it definitely, I mean, you made yourself look good, but the honesty of the footage reflected that.
right. No, I understand what you're saying, man. I think that it's all about relativity, right? So like basically me compared to like somebody like Dom, who she was down to go all the way, like it did seem like I wasn't interested in it. You know what I'm saying? Because I was telling them like, yo, I'm not really gonna promote a brand that I'm not really identifying with, or I would actually use the product. You know what I'm saying? If I wouldn't use the product, I'm not gonna fake it for you to make you think that I'm backing this product. You know what I'm saying? And
So like, but like you wanted them to do shit like let's say there was like a big fashion show that was gonna get coverage, right?
yeah,
You felt like they could have done something like got you a front row seat, but let you rock your own shit,
yeah,
and you could have blew up off that level of exposure.
right. So like this is what I say about that is that obviously us using the internet, we know there's all types of different types of influencers, right?
Right.
So shout out to Dom. She's a real one. Not bashing her, but I'm going to use the word basic. They turn her basically into a basic influencer. She would basically promote any kind of product that you would send her, because we're talking about sunglasses all the way to like
There's
a
there's like
day.
highway billboards, and then there's space inside of exclusive gallerias.
Right, bro. And that's what I'm saying is they would have had to like spend a little bit more time creating like a niche for me to be an influencer in maybe like fashion and like culture and like just having the personality that I have, And I don't think that they're ready for that. They were just trying to go the most basic clear-cut route that they could because they never made an influencer before. You feel me?
Man, if only they had got you a capsule with somebody.
Yeah, for real, bro. That's what I was saying. But yo, actually everything happens in divine time because after the documentary, I got so much love and I got so many people reaching out and so many people that can actually, change my standing on the internet in my career. You know what I'm saying? So it happened exactly how it's supposed to happen, but I just know that I'm a different kind of person. And I'll say too, like Wiley, he's kind of just like this dude who he has like a personality that's interesting, or he's kind of funny. In real life, he's funny. Like if you meet the dude, like he's a funny dude. But it's like, you know, what does this guy do? You know, it's kind of hard to understand. Like,
Well, that's
what
part of my.
like,
I thought they kind of, created the narrative a little bit because I thought that there was varying likelihoods of success. And no
mhm.
disrespect to Wiley, like he seems like he would be a great person to be friends with, and he could be very. He definitely seemed intelligent, could be successful and competent in very many fields, but he didn't strike me as somebody who had a bright future as an
Right,
Instagram influencer unless he found some
exactly.
type of a niche,
Yeah, that part, bro. That's what I'm basically saying. Is
like an
like,
extreme niche too,
yeah, exactly.
like
Like,
one that's not obvious to me.
right. And you would have had, they would have had to spend time with him to dig deep to figure out what that was. You know what I'm saying? And where Dom, it was just very like clear. You feel me?
Right.
It's like, you know, she just is like,
Oh, bro,
she,
as soon as she got that haircut, I was like,
yo,
oh, she
same.
got it.
Yeah, right. That's what I was saying. Like, cute white chick, LA wants to be an actress. Like, she's down with whatever.
High
You know what I'm saying?
cheekbones, over 5'7", I imagine. She looked like she was a little tall.
She ain't that tall, but she's got a nice
She
figure.
she presents as long leg though. That's a model thing.
Yeah, she was perfect for what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
You know
So
what I'm
that's kind of what I meant. I mean, I definitely, I'm not trying to say the movie lacks integrity. I definitely feel it's an honest chronicle of said things. I see there's been some
right.
influence or pushback, but I mean, who does anything ever about any group of people that there ain't some pushback?
Yeah, exactly. There's always going to be some controversy whenever you expose the real, man, for real, and whenever you expose the fake. So it's just I'm really glad that I was able to be a part of it because I don't know if you saw the other interview, but I've never done anything like this. This was my first time. I had never been to an audition. I didn't know how these people were going to portray me. Once again, I find myself in a situation where I'm the only black man in the room. You know what I'm saying? And I just didn't know. You know, this is Hollywood, but I'm really glad at how it came out because, like you were saying, it doesn't lack any integrity, bro. That was all. That was all real. Like I can vouch and say, like it was on the spot. They weren't setting up scripts and anything like that. It was all real. They would really just be like, "Hey, what do you want to do?" You know what I'm saying? If they didn't know what to do, it was, "What do you want to do?" And then that throws in the unknown factor because they don't know what's going to happen when they follow you with a camera to a place. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, man, it was an experience that I wouldn't take back. You know what I'm
The
saying? I'm
last thing I'd want to know though, what's the best scene or event or thing involving you that didn't make it into the doc?
man. Okay, so there's like this one clip they play it really really quick of we're at this place, you know, me and my boy, like you see us like taking this silly picture or whatever. And I think that so for me, one of the things that I was trying to do is I was trying to really put them on to shit that I'm into, right? So that was
Right.
an exhibit called 29 Rooms, and it's basically like this exhibit where they take a warehouse and they put like, you know, it's an exhibit, so they put 29 rooms in it and they're all different and they all have these different installations and like each one is like super interesting and super cool and like, you know, that's something that in the future um I think everybody is going to see me and my team. We're going to put together something like that. So that's why I wanted to go there with them and basically show them like this is what I'm into. And I don't know if I wish they put more in it, but I just know that we was there all day and they was following me around all day. So I know that there was footage. I
Shit,
think,
maybe you can get your hands on that footage and use it in your music videos.
bro, you took the words right out of my mouth because I really want to see all the footage that they didn't use because I know that I gave them a whole lot more gems. I gave them a whole lot more gems than they showed because I remember specifically in the final filming that I did, I they sat me down and they asked me, so Chris, so what do you really want to influence people to do? Like if you feel like you're an influential person, if you're given a platform, what do you want to influence people to do?
Be
And
themselves, right?
Exactly, bro. I said I want to influence people to be themselves. I want
It
to
amazes me that they'd have to ask you that. It's like,
right.
damn,
Yeah.
have you not been paying attention?
But they wanted to catch it on camera. You
Oh,
feel?
got you.
So
Yeah.
basically, I was like, yo, I just want to influence people to be themselves, to follow their passions, to really pursue that dream, and to really have self-confidence and be themselves unapologetically, and I just remember feeling like I'm so glad that I got to articulate that, as just an isolated question, you know what I'm saying? And
Right.
it didn't make it, but it was just something where I felt like, man, I just want people to hear this. I want people to hear me say this, you know what I'm saying? But either way, I came out the way that I came out. So people still get that from me, you know what I'm saying?
Word. All right. Well, before we get out of here, two clothing related things. I asked you if you could show that those shirts on the pod, but before that, real quick, and I expect you to be totally honest. I want you to spare my feelings. I broke this out the plastic. I held on to this for 9 years, but after watching your interview and seeing you on Fake Famous, I was like, all right, this is the man that deserves for me to finally rock this shirt. I want you to tell me where this shirt ranks.
Bro, the shirt you got on,
Yeah, Rocksmith Gucci
I've
Mane
been
Jump
I've been
2012.
I've been waiting for you to ask me about this shirt because I started off my design career and pop-up career doing bootleg Gucci Mane merch when he first got out of prison because I was such a huge fan, and I went around Tucson and I was doing all these. That's crazy. Now look, I was doing these pop-ups, right? My boy popped up on me with that same shirt in the blue colorway. And I was like, damn, this is a dope Gucci Mane shirt. So I would definitely say that one ranks high, bro. That's a sick shirt for sure. Look, actually,
I feel oddly validated.
yes, bro. Let me show you a couple shirts before we get out of here. So look, you said you wanted to see the Wu-Tang, you wanted to see the Dennis Rodman, and what else?
The Marlboro box Jones, just because,
Oh,
man, I
yeah,
want to know how you even found some 1994 Marlboro carton cigarette boxes.
we got a bunch of them. I'm about to tell you. Um,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
telling y'all, while he's off camera or off mic going to get his stuff, his clothing line is ridiculous. Like he puts these big recycle symbols on. I mean, he got like this Ghostbusters jacket. I can't even do it justice. It's indescribable. He's got like some new shit that's some familiar shit, if that makes any sense.
Check it out. So the first one is the Wu-Tang. I got this from an actual Method Man and Redman concert.
Yeah,
So
that's like the best shirt I'm ever gonna see that I'm never gonna have. That shit is
yes,
so fucking fantastic.
with the crystals on it, you know what I'm saying? And I actually used to wear this shirt all the time. So this is like
As you should have. Hey,
one of my,
can you show the back again a little bit more?
yeah. So like this right
Damn.
here, this is my signature. This is gonna tell you that if you ever see one of these again, that it's fake, because if there's any replicas, I didn't make them. So this is pretty much like an artist proof. This is an equivalent of an artist signing a painting. You feel me? So when you see that, you know that it came directly from me. Um, I just brought this one out just because you were talking about that boy Dale. This is one of my favorite ones. Dale Earnhardt,
Yeah, that's dope.
last one left, real big across because that man died in the car. You know what I'm
The
saying?
letters came like that?
Oh yeah, I designed all of this. You know.
Okay, got you. Damn.
So yeah, um, the Dennis Rodman joint, crazy, crazy.
Yeah. I was yeah, what last one? Yeah, damn, that is vicious.
Right, last one left across. I wanted to give it that real championship sports vibe. You feel me? And so this one is cool. Actually, my boy Ray,
Hey, hold on though. Let me see the front. How you get the back so much more dogged out
Dude,
looking?
it's crazy. My boy gave it to me like this.
Really?
The
So
back,
that was like some meant to be shit, boy. You be talking about destiny and the law of
dude,
attraction.
I'm telling you, bro. And look, this joint, we got more of these. This is there's a t-shirt in here. So this is the original. If you would have bought 5 packs of cigarettes in the 90s, they'll give you this t-shirt if they had this at the gas station you was at. So basically people will buy buildings.
Oh yeah, I remember Newport Jones like that. But does that shirt have your stuff on it? The one in the box?
So like not yet. We're making the ones. So I'll take them out and then I'll print the shirt and then I'll like customize the packaging and then I'll put it back in the box.
Could I place an order for a custom one?
Yeah, bro, I got you.
I'm being serious too. Just let me know what's the ticket. I love one with the podcast name.
I got you, man. I'll see what I can do for you. Let's talk about it.
Bet.
All right.
Because I'm telling y'all, if any y'all hear this on the audio version, there'll be a link to watch the video, and you have got to see this man's clothes. And then, like he said, they 1-on-1. So, like, the one thing about, quote unquote, let's call it mall fashion, or even like Jordans, man, you get the new Jordans, but I bet now you got 500 pairs of black, white, and red shoes, or the mall fashion shit, or even the Supreme shit, whatever might be popping. You're gonna go to the spot, and everybody gonna have that.
Yep.
It's gonna be multiples. I remember when True Religion jeans hit that like tipping point where you go out and like the age bracket of people wearing True Religion was like literally like 5 to 90. So that right there, for anybody that's really into fashion or being unique, like you guaranteed to have the one of only one. And then if you don't wear that shit and this man takes off, you done made an art investment.
Yep, that's right, man. I'm telling y'all, last one left, one off. We're the future of secondhand clothing, man.
Well, shit, bro, I appreciate your time. Before we get out of here, you want to shout out any of your websites, socials, upcoming projects, anything of that nature?
Yeah. Look out for me. My personal page is at Chris Verse Myself on Instagram. Follow at One Off Project, the number One Off Project on Instagram. That's my clothing line. And you can shop that at oneoffproject.com. And just, be on the lookout, man. Me and my people, we working hard to put out something special for everybody.
Well, shit, there's been another episode of the Super Fact Show. Thank you for your time, brother.
Yes, sir, Mark. You the man. Thank you, dog.
No doubt.
All right. Hey, have a good one, man. Hit me up. I got you on that shirt.
All right, that's a bet. I will.